Welcome to Sarah Inglis from British Columbia in Canada. You're London bound soon for the GB Olympic Marathon trial. How have the preparations been going, Sarah?
Preparation's been going good. Been training consistently, and I think better than the last build as well. So it was the first marathon build in November, December was definitely a learning curve, and then now going into training, I knew what to expect with the higher volume sessions and the mileage and the really long runs, and now I suppose I've got something to compare against to last time. So yeah, things have been going well. It's improving times on the last build, so hopefully that means I'll go faster. If not 11 seconds faster would be good enough.
Well, you've mentioned that you took on your first marathon in December and ran 2:29:41, if I've got that right, just 11 seconds away, as you say, from the Olympic British qualifying time. Tell us about the Arizona experience.
That the race came up just about the right time. It was like the end of September that I heard about it online, and everything in the pandemic had closed all races down, and I thought this might be the best opportunity to have a race this year. And it turned out it was like a really great field, small field, on a looped course, so similar to what Kew Gardens is going to be like. And the weather was perfect, the conditions were great, and the race itself, we had a pacer for basically the entire way until the last 5 miles. So we had two male pacers, and we had a nice group that were aiming for that 2:29. And I managed to stick on that pace and just miss out with 11 seconds at the end. But I really enjoyed it. Like, honestly, just wanted to have a good experience with my first marathon and enjoy it, and nothing bad happened, because you've heard of these horror stories before. And when I was coming down the home straight, I could see the clock and I knew it was going to be tight. Like, I think mile 24:25, that was the first time I looked at my watch, and I was tired, but I was trying to work out splits in my head, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be close. Like, I really don't know. And then I passed my boyfriend maybe like a mile to go, and he's like, he never even said like, you're close or anything. He was just like, keep going, keep going. And then when I crossed the line, I don't know, I think I put my hands on my head, and I was like, oh, I just a little bit gutted to miss out. But afterwards, I was like, if somebody told me at the start you'd run 2:29 in your first marathon, like, I'd have taken that right away.
Well, I had a wee look at it earlier, and if I've got it right again, you'd only 19 seconds difference in the splits from the first half and the second half. So you must be, you and your coach, Mark Bomba, for all new to you, you must be reasonably happy with that.
Yeah, it was because everything, even in training, everything we were doing was kind of the unknown. And at the start of the race, like, I literally never ran 26 miles before. I think in the 5K and 10K, you can get away with doing numerous races, and if something happens, you've not got that long to the finish. Whereas in the marathon, where like, it's just like, oh, am I going to get to the finish? I was like, I want to finish first of all, and then the timing that will come along with it. So yeah, I was pleased.
You're 29 now, and you've been in Canada a number of years. You had GB vests at 10,000 and 5,000 in the past couple of years. Is late developer a sort of fair label for you? I mean, not everyone makes that seamless move from junior to senior, do they?
No, that's what's like as a junior, like, I've obviously had some success, and then coming out to Canada, I just kind of built on that. But it's taken a long time. It hasn't been, I've been running as part of Lothian Running Club since the age of 9. So like, that's almost 20 years I have been consistently running, even when I wasn't competing or necessarily at my best, like from the age of 18 probably to 21, where I never really ran any personal bests on the track. And I was still out training like every week and still going along with the club. And so it's been a long time. And I think I've just learned each year like how to train properly and what it takes to be very good, and just in terms of recovery and sleep and all the small things, and training smart. And now I'm at the point where like I can really test my body and increase the mileage and push it, and I think that's how I'm getting results just a little bit later on. But
tell us a little bit about life in Langley, British Columbia, and is it true that your pupils, because I know you're a teacher, don't understand why you run 12 miles to work rather than take the car?
Yeah, it's funny because I work between two elementary schools here. So like, one's like 3 miles down the hill and 3 miles the other way. So I usually add on some loops, and then I'll finish at school when we backpack on. And And the kids, usually the last mile, the kids are walking to school, so I'm like running by them, and I just get shouts like, "Go Missing Goals!" Or everybody always tells me when they get to PE, "I seen you running this morning," and like, so I think it's good for them to see like one of their teachers like practicing what they preach. If I'm getting them to run in the gym hall, then they can see that I'm running like to and from school. But it's funny, like even when it's really bad rain, like the kids will be like, "Oh, do you not have a car?" Or like, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm choosing to run in this." And so many colleagues will be like, "Do you want me to give you a lift home?" And I'm like, "Oh no, like it's fine. Like I need to get this run done, so I might as well, kill two birds with one stone and run and get back home as well."
Well, it was interesting to hear you mention Lothian Running Club and your very long association with them. And I was just thinking back as well, despite you being in exile, you have managed to run, I'm thinking of you at Falkirk, Livingston Road relays, Grangemouth on the track, I think possibly even Emirates Arena on the track, maybe a 1500 or something. But do you feel quite connected to Scottish athletics?
Oh, definitely. It's part of, even as a larger scale in terms of like the social media posts and the support and keeping in contact with Mark Pollard, the new head of Scottish Athletics was now. So yeah, everybody's been really helpful, and now part of the marathon project with Robert Hawkins as well. So we're in touch every few weeks, just keeping track of training. So I definitely feel like connected. And even with Lothian Running Club, the coaches there and like friends who have ran with for years and years and years, they're always, messaging me and sending me good luck and asking how races went. So I still feel part of like the running community, like in Scotland, and especially like Lothian Running Club.
Well, just a final word then about the marathon trial. And I think all the people you've mentioned there will be tuning in and watching it on Friday, the 26th of March. We're expecting possibly Steph Twell and certainly Steph Davis to be there. So the Scottish competition will be intense, never mind the British competition. Will that maybe help you, do you think?
I think so. I ran with Steph Davis when we were at university together at Edinburgh. So we've been on like trips and races together. So we've already messaged to say that we'll catch up after the race, hopefully. And so yeah, it's nice to have like other Scottish girls who are going to be right in there. And for the Commonwealth Games marathon next year, like especially if Ailish moves up as well, I feel like the Scottish team is just as hard as the Olympic team to make, even for the Commonwealth Games next year. So yeah, it's nice to have Scottish girls there with you.
We wish you all the best. Good luck, Sarah.
Thanks, Peter.